Adishma mama mo akwaba Adepa Green TV so emredu se de omama foforo mu nsem ayaboabo no so mufo so agibre asemu se Green KASEƐ no akasem ni nsem bia beti ebi ene se ne dey omampanyi Nana Adodankwa Akufo-Addo ono ena edwemtweni edema eye ECOWAS sanso so ena omampanyi Nana Adodankwa Akufo-Addo ne dey so o sanso ehye na proba se ewo bunu east ene ahafumantem we ene nsem na ofupan besumo se ewia prem to bre KASEƐ ewo Green TV so obutentim Nana Adepa and MIDDAY mobile hand sanitizer omo and also me metijam de we prem to bre KASEƐ e ba besom wo afeje bre na mo akase mu chechire mu ankasa Adishma mama sanso amwakwa ba be mesha KASEƐ na sede ne na mpanyifo apa omampanyi Nana Adodankwa Akufo-Addo se ne dey ono enya dwemtweni emfama eye ECOWAS na sa summit dan dan nyina no omo etumi eye na fedie edu omampanyi Nana Adodankwa Akufo-Addo we ene de toso eye eduonu enson a omo de eba be hihye so ewo Nigeria no emu.
By the decision of the authority of heads of state and government of the Economic Community of West African States, ECOWAS, to elect me by unanimous vote as chairperson of ECOWAS for the next term of 1 year. I thank Your Excellencies for this extraordinary privilege, which puts me in the same shoes as my predecessors as presidents of the Republic of Ghana, specifically Their Excellencies Jerry John Rawlings, John Agyekum Kufuor, and John Dramani Mahama, who have enjoyed in times past a similar privilege. I'm aware of the enormity of the task ahead, and I assure you that I'll do my utmost not to let the side down and discharge my duties to the very best of my abilities. I congratulate the outgoing chairperson, the President of the Republic of Niger, His Excellency Mahama Iddrisu, for his distinguished stewardship of ECOWAS during these trying times, which by common consent has been a most successful tenure. The people and government of Niger are also to be commended for their warm hospitality and for making these excellent facilities available to us over the course of the year. President Iddrisu leaves office to the loud applause of his peers. Mamadou Bonami et chers frères, merci beaucoup pour tout.
Mamadou, my dear brother and friend, thank you very much for everything.
Excellencies, I'm fully aware of the challenges which confront West Africa. Past leaders of ECOWAS have demonstrated their collective will and determination to drive the agenda of regional integration, opening up our economic frontiers, encouraging healthy competition amongst member states, and ensuring that we adhere to our formative principles. As much as considerable progress has been made since the establishment of ECOWAS some 45 years ago, we are all agreed that there's much more to be done to consolidate the socio-economic and political gains made over the years. Excellencies, 5 immediate challenges face our regional organization. Firstly, the continuing activities of terrorists in our region, concentrated for the time being in the Sahelian area, involving Mali, Niger, Burkina Faso, and the northern parts of Nigeria. They seek an opportunity to extend their range southwards to the coastal states of the community. The activities of these terrorists form the backdrop to the recent coup in Mali. Secondly, the COVID-19 pandemic, which has attacked the populations and economies of each one of our states. It calls for concerted action on our part to defeat it, including our maximum support to the ECOWAS COVID-19 champion, His Excellency Muhammadu Buhari, President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Thirdly, the imminent coming into force of the African Continental Free Trade Area on 1st January 2021, whose secretariat is located in our region, in Ghana's capital, Accra.
Information Minister yani din ene umunyanfo kojo opon enkroma edawa betu dwase omampanyi na nado danko Akufo-Addo ne dey o hye na probo ase ewo eye ahafo mansin no emu sansoso na bunu mansin no emu ene bunu east ne nyina mu no o hye ase wo hono mu de daba ko du nsia na edisi wo no o hye eye aprabo no ase.
The President Akufo-Addo, as I'm sure you are aware, back in Ghana last night, this morning, he's starting a 6-day working tour of the Bono East, Bono and Ahafo regions. So I'll share with you the details and the expectations for that tour. The second is that government wants to commend Ghanaians and stakeholders for the cooperation that we've received so far in achieving the current successes in the COVID-19 fight. The third is that the Akufo-Addo administration is providing some further logistics to selected MDAs this week as part of its efforts to deepen the efficiency in some of these MDAs. And finally, as I'm sure you have heard, the President of Ghana has been elected as the chair for ECOWAS, and Ghana is expectant that its leadership will percolate in the West African region with this election. So I'll go into the specifics, and then when I'm done, as I mentioned, I'll do the translation and then we'll take your questions. President Akufo-Addo returned to Ghana last night and is this morning commencing a 6-day working tour of the Bono East, Bono and Ahafo regions. Today, Tuesday, he will spend some time in Bassa and then Kajeji, interacting with chiefs and people and inspecting ongoing projects. He will commission a warehouse in Kwame Danso. It's being constructed by the Ministry of Food and Agric, and it's an additional warehouse to the 50 that are being built by the Special Development Initiatives Ministry to support the food security agenda of this administration. Now, as part of the One District, One Factory program, I'm sure you are aware that 232 factories out of the 232 out of the 260 are at various stages of completion. This morning, the President will inspect the Amentin Agro-Processing Factory, which is part of this 1D1F enterprise. Already 76 factories are working. 76 have been completed and are working. And the remainder, he has tasked the minister responsible, the Honorable Akufo-Addo, to ensure that we make a lot of progress in their completion. Now, the Atebubu Kwame Danso Kojok Road, under the Year of Roads program, is also going to have its share of road construction. So the President will cut sod and hand it over to contractors as part of his tour. Then in Techiman, he will, as he usually does, open up for accountability with the media on Classic FM. His tour will take him to Tuobodom and Nkranza, where he will cut sod for the construction of a district hospital. Investment in healthcare infrastructure remains one of his priorities, and he will keep faith with that priority. Mr. President will also inaugurate the Bono East Regional House of Chiefs as part of his tour. It will be recalled that President Akufo-Addo, in keeping faith with his manifesto commitments, oversaw the creation of 6 new regions and has been working since their creation to support the building of institutions and structures necessary for their smooth.
Frankatu for Edema ND Samanyukoni and Day and Unmunyam for John Dramani Mahama Edaba to dress and Yankupon Yadom, Nas ND Samanyukun Essence Epa Bembo Meshe, Nata Broman and Nado Danko Akufo-Addo to say, a shahodo, Yadin Finshabe, Yesi, Duni Chia says, say, Waman and Uncle Fako for their family, Edaba Mangana Mondoba, sat up on Obey Edifu.
And for businesses that employ 20 or more medium-sized businesses, they will get corporate tax income tax exemption for 2 years. so that they can establish the business properly and expand the business to employ more people. We'll exempt commercial vehicles and other commercial equipment imported into the country from commercial, industrial, and agricultural purposes from import duty. We will review the Customs Amendment Act 2020, that's Act 1014, to scrap the law banning the importation of salvaged vehicles. To scrap the law banning the importation of salvaged vehicles and the proposed imposition of a 35% import duty rate. We are going to scrap it, and in order that salvage vehicles are not banned, and the top duty rate that government proposes to impose on these vehicles does not happen. This is to save the local automotive industry, so that our people in Swami Magazine, Konkompe, Abose Okai. Thank you. This is to allow our people in the local automotive industry in Swami Magazine as a complement to our local industry, not to cancel out our local industry. We will reverse the decoupling of VAT 12.5%, NHIL 2.5%, Get Fund 2.5%, which has brought untold hardship onto Ghanaian businesses and households. We will introduce a rural investor incentive package to create meaningful employment opportunities for the youth, especially in rural areas, and investors in rural communities. Under this program, they will be exempted from dividend and capital gains tax. And then B, if they employ up to 50 persons, they will be granted tax exemptions and further incentives on the importation of capital equipment. We'll provide special tax incentives for indigenous value chain industries such as mineral processing, petroleum-based industries, agro-based, pulp and paper industries in order to unlock sustainable job opportunities. Among others, we'll review the Rent Act to provide tax incentives to landlords and real estate investors to reduce the cost of rent advances for residential and commercial purposes.
Franka Tufo Abediache Edma ND Samenyo Kone Nidin and Professor Naana Opoku-Agyemang Edaba Betu Joseph Free SHS Omampanyin na do danko Akufo-Addo na ban Adepa wo man Ghana mu anse ND Samenyo Kone ba ba mu pe ombehwe ama private schools for nso aso enyaso emfaso.
We have every plan and desire to make the free SHS much better by ensuring that its numerous challenges are addressed and that higher operational and academic standards are introduced and sustained. To do this, we will abolish the double track system. And as His Excellency has already said, we will complete all abandoned structures for secondary and technical education. This includes the score of E-blocks abandoned by this government for no justifiable reason. These measures will allow us to cater for current and future students. And we plan to make the free SHS more inclusive by expanding it to cover students in private senior high schools, in underserved and deprived parts of our country. I had a singular privilege of leading one of Ghana's premier universities, and I have seen close up the challenges that tertiary students face, and of course those of their families and their friends too. And this informs our agenda for the nation's universities and their students. First, please let me reiterate that we are unequivocally and unashamedly opposed to the Public University Bill. It is a weak attempt to introduce political control over our universities, and to erode academic freedom and institutional autonomy. We stand with the faculty and leadership of our public universities in opposing this grotesque overreach. We know how COVID-19 has impacted an already weak economy and personal finances, and we must not let this become another barrier to opportunity. That is why the next NDC administration will absorb 50% of fees for tertiary students for the 2020-2021 academic year as an incentive to mitigate the effects of COVID-19 on students and their families. As a long-term investment in financial access beyond the recovery, we intend to increase the student loan amounts to be commensurate with prevailing educational costs.
Dom kuma ya omra shobeje fie ya ni din ene onmonyamfo Haruna Iddrisu edaba betu dwase nyankopon ya dom na so mampenda da John Dramani Mahama sans bedi mampani e wo manga ne mu aso mehwe na keta hye kankan ni dream die ya adokro manga no metumi etwemu edefo na mpumto mapa etumi aba edamo oman Ghana.
Mahama makes a commitment to make corruption once again a hard access to legal education by reviewing and given accreditation to certified law faculties across the country to increase the number of professional lawyers in our country and paralegals of our country so that you make a meaningful contribution to our national development. He makes that commitment. John Dramani Mahama does not make a commitment that he will reduce the public debt and increase the public debt and make Ghana a debt-distressed country. From 120 billion as of January 2017 is 258 billion. But at least with ours, you can count the projects that are counted for it. And to the youth, many a times when manifestos are read, the question the media asks is, how is it going to be funded? And I conclude with that. In this manifesto, President John Dramani Mahama has made a commitment to end seasonal agriculture and to end natural rain-fed agriculture. He will conduct a number of irrigation dams in all parts of the country, including what he started in Tamni in the Upper East region, a new one in Mprem in the Central region, a new irrigation dam in Amate in the Eastern region, Pagaza in the Northern region. But you know what? A John Mahama pledge is that these irrigation dams will be funded by the Ghana Exim Bank, created by him as President of the Republic. He promises the ICT champions. He will train young people in IT applications. It will be funded by the Ghana Universal Access Fund. What he promised, he will honor as his covenant to the Ghanaian people. We only can look forward to a John and Jane. There is no improvement in the quality of life of the Ghanaian, and the nepotism of family and friends can only have a terminal end in a John Mahama presidency. I thank you all.
Ombra ND Samanyoko no airport yo manifesto ho entuma enrada no enumu eno mampenda da John Dramani Mahama ejina simpe ni apaso Adepa dwases nyakopon eyadom no sans bedi mampani e wo manga na obehwe no otumi asi awiem hyendia e wo eye Upper East Mensi no emu.
Now, key areas under the big push provide infrastructure for agriculture and agribusiness, such as warehouses, silos, irrigation dams, farmer service centers, etc. Develop regional digital and innovation centers, develop 5G technology, upgrade and dualize all our major national roads. Complete the eastern and western corridor roads. Upgrade other major national highways, urban and feeder roads. Expand the railway network by implementing the 2014 Railway Master Plan. Construct a domestic airport in Upper East Region. The land was secured when I was president, and it's a project that we will continue. Extend the runway of the Kumasi International Airport to accommodate bigger aircraft. Upgrade the Sunyani Airport. Engineer and construct major markets, starting with Aflao, Mankesim, Techiman, Kintampo, Sampa, Elubu, Nima, and Asesewa. Construct social housing in all districts of the country. Expand rural electrification. Water supply, sewage, and sanitation systems. Complete all abandoned hospital and health projects. Construct new district and regional polyclinics, health centers, and CHIPS compounds in all the districts. Construct 2 new infectious disease centers. Expand the 37 military hospital as the national emergency center. Complete all the E-blocks and the abandoned community day secondary schools. Construct new schools at the basic level by removing schools under trees and other substandard schools. Provide universities in the new regions that do not have any. Build modern theaters and studios for the development and promotion of the creative arts. Complete feasibility and continue the implementation of a specialized port on the eastern seaboard of our country, and that refers to Keita. Construct a multi-purpose convention and exhibition center aimed at repositioning Ghana as West Africa's destination for meetings, conferences, and exhibitions. Refurbish the National Theatre. Upgrade NAFTI into a fully fledged multimedia university for film, arts, theatre, and music.
Omampenyi dada John Dramani Mahama Adepa betu dwase Nyankopon adom na so sanso eba abamu biemu dia na excavators ahodo ye di nsenseme no obo ba behwe no atumi agye bibia e bia kohye bia no no watumi agye edama illegal miners for no.
We'll develop a national policy to restructure the small-scale mining sector. We'll set up what we call a gold board. This board will be responsible for small-scale mining sector to provide mining support services, and especially in the area of safety. We will attach mining safety officers and graduates from the University of Mines and Technology to all small-scale mining companies to ensure that they do the mining in safety and according to the regulations. We'll train small-scale miners in land reclamation techniques as a critical component of their operations. We'll promote legally and properly operated medium and small-scale mining to become attractive and well-paid business ventures, creating jobs for our youth. We'll reissue confiscated legitimate mining licenses to miners. For persons whose mining concessions have been illegitimately seized, we shall return the concessions to the legitimate owners. We will track down and take back all excavators that are missing. And we will return the excavators to their rightful owners. We will establish mini gold refineries in the gold-producing regions of our country in conjunction with the private sector. And we will halt the export of unrefined gold produced by small-scale mining companies. The central bank will play a role in financing and certificating high-quality gold bullion for export. We will hold a portion of our international reserves in gold to help stabilize our economy and our currency. many other things. I will increase demand for locally manufactured goods, and will use government's purchasing power to stimulate demand for made in Ghana goods by directing all MDAs to patronize made in Ghana goods. We'll encourage the private sector to establish marketing companies to service local SMEs and manufacturers. And then it continues. We'll modernize our markets using a mini KJTR model. And so markets like Aflao, Mankesim, Techiman, and others will get a smaller version of a KJTR market.
Adishima Maya Home Kasene so ni ntwe hombra ye ba ebesanso atoaso biem.
Keep yourself and your whole family safe with mobile disinfectant spray. It contains hypochlorous acid, which makes it safe for everyone, including babies. Eliminate harmful bacteria or viruses on and around. Keep yourself and your whole family safe with mobile disinfectant spray. It contains hypochlorous acid, which makes it safe for everyone, including babies. Eliminate harmful bacteria or viruses on and around you by disinfecting your airspace. Simply spray into the air or use in your hands to keep them clean. When you are with friends, disinfect your airspace. At work with your colleagues, disinfect your airspace. Even when hanging out with family, disinfect your airspace. It can also be applied in the kitchen, on doorknobs, anywhere, anytime, and by anyone. Disinfect your airspace with mobile disinfectant spray.
Whoosh, again.
Boy, yay! And now they're in Rototo, Spine Therapeutic Center on North Kanishi.
Ampo, any pepi, I was at to be more. One run, no man.
Pa, Neso, near here, pa, a chiropractic stretch, spinal stretch, massage, physiognomsa.
Spine Therapeutic Center. Sir, what you might entass ye, and in a hole, and not prebinaba, simple aquentia accident. Edwa Hawaba, what she bramo, which is an umpemu.
Spine Therapeutic Center, Abefa therapist to say, spinal scanner, a detecting exact location of problem you want. Stretch therapy treatment, massage and gym, weight management, physio, nutrition, and a supplement to swab wow.
Now see my job.
North Kaneshi here. Fre 0244 166 636 0263 999 434 and 0307 000101.
Span Therapeutic Center.
Brebi.
I did this one for St. Monica's Training College.
This year's SRC Week is taking a different shape and dimension. We thank UFresh Company Limited for providing quality education to teacher trainees by supporting us with UFresh. UFresh, yes.
UFresh comes in different flavors and shapes.
UFresh, one my eye fresh.
Ghana for said the cinema who said a memon common at Sentinty. Now, what you mean, you need for you at the Suhonomo. Now, your person, some would do every man of whom or Ghana was say. And then see your turns after a more money. I was somewhat about you become once. Say I'm on your seminal. Your turns after a MPP, NDC, CPP, and as I'm on your Kubiano. If you want the Iba Cabatanasi, not in Samono, your pencil. And say, I'm on summer, say the back on.
NDC World Bank, and your Ghana and your World Bank, one and your NDC, Maminka, Mutuminka, the Beckham, Mutuminka, anything a Musono, World Bank, Togo, Yasiano, period. Mr. Odami,
say, I in some so say in the back.
Should not feel sorry. As I said, feel ashamed of my now, the same
Sir, teacher for some swat, say the Babano.
If you are not learning, the devil has for people who are empty. If you are not doing anything, that is when mischief and other things come in. That's why you would like to go with boys. That's why you would like to go and smoke. They should stay at home and learn.
Assemblyman. Nasa ensem bi ekoso ne pata munso say na assemblyman so dia ebekono.
And you see, hopefully he's doing best. We, the assembly members, don't have any problem with Africa. We have no single problem with Africa. Can you claim now leader bear or you good? COVID-19 corona bear. Oh, I said, and a floor catcher said, sorry. No, we don't do that.
Say DC, MP, Minister B, and some of the man home to Biara. If I Ghana had here, this is a green TV so a man come up to the Nina Abena war. And into a brother, and you may not watch it because see a non chrono. A man come on at the Bebro. The sounds so no Yawada, and you may not watch it, Gapum non cross so. It was so at the Abro. And memory made the which yammy, a damages so, and an ampem, dark or damn it. Or man come on here, Simon, some padia, and I said some of the born home so. Oh, yeah, Ghana Hapadia. I did Green TV so. Now, me and Pemdako, me doing with Chame at the amount. Green TV, your TV for life.
Everybody and I would did everybody and I would did that. When you marry at the womb, a young doctor for wedding Sanhudi at the Fawa Pomudin. A ya dane den na to nro basa no wadwen hu se edura doctor ni entro emfa ma wo ye no eso e wo sunsanso ana enu nti e na Green TV ahye dwumedie ya yate ne din se wa pomudin mu te sei ye na doctor for ya enimde e wa pomudin hu semu e ba betna se no ma cheche ne ma hodo e de afọ ya pomudin hu na ye di akomudin hu komode a obetumi so afre ahye wa adwen e de afa hu na bibiara e che wa adwen e wa pomudin hu no ye no ebetumi akasa no maka ensama hodo a wo hwa ehinta e wa pomudin sansa doctor for akuku dam ya ba bejebre ene omo atwetwe nkomo no omo ba be cheche oni ema bi ene so yare ben na ye kranko wo so wa ko ya entimi nko enu nti kame ho obutantim na Abena Adepa wo mbe ne doctor for ye ni mode atwetwe nkomo ade afo wa pomudin ho na se wo hia me na se wo fa me ma me na esa mmeje wo so wa pomudin mu te sen no waje so ma me se me hwe ma pomudin mu yie. Ebusunya mesanso emu akwaba biem e de bag Green TV so ewia prem to breakfast magibre a making kan e de ema mobile hand sanitizer omo e na ebo machi dom namde kase e ba besuma mesanso e to akase ni suwem asanso e de amaude a ene na omampani abedi eche Dr. Mamudu Baumia e da ba betu dwa so omampenda da John Dramani Mahama e da taxpayers money e de ko hwemu e wo sada no e da chese entumi ankoye ko hwemu a na se taxpayers money wetumi ase no.
The government of John Mahama said that they were going to develop the North with the Savannah Accelerated Development Authority, SADA. They used $100 million over 8 years. $100 million. The people of Akufo-Addo, have you seen one project of SADA in your constituency? Just one project. One project of SADC. Everywhere I have gone in the north, whether it's to Zabzugu or Tatale or Myong or Guchigu or Karaga or Tamale or Nalergu or Bolga, everywhere I've gone, I've asked this question. Everybody says not one project. No, they haven't seen any SADC project after $100 million. So we asked them, NDC, tell us, what did you use the money for? They said they read guinea fowls. Guinea fowls? Where are the guinea fowls? They said they have flown to Burkina Faso. This is not the type of government we want. When you have money to help your people, you should use the money to help your people. And this is why Nana Akufo-Addo said in 2016 that he should be given the chance to come and change the direction of this country. And by the grace of Almighty Allah, Nana Akufo-Addo became president, and we started work in 2017. The vision of the Nana Akufo-Addo government is a vision of a transformation of Ghana for all Ghanaians, regardless of where you are. If you look at the way the development in Ghana was going, you will see that some parts of Ghana were getting their share and some parts were not getting any share. Isn't that the case? If you look at a place like Daboya-Mankargu since independence, under the NDC, if we are going to maintain it in that context, it will take a long time for the development to spread. And so we need to create 2 regions out of the northern regions, 2 additional regions. The people of Savannah for over 50 years have been crying for a region, been crying for a new region. No government was able to do it. Nana Akufo-Addo had the courage and the determination and the vision. And within 2 years of being in office, Alhamdulillah, the Savannah region was born with your assistance. And this Savannah region, as you can see and you can feel it already, it is going to lead to more development in all the districts.
MP Edema Okakwe North abato empeswa so ya ni din en onmunyamfo Isa Fuseni edaba betu dwase ohwe adwumapa ya MP amanyoko no atumi aye pa de amfimpinu ne do na abato no obehwe no ato omoso abasen be adwuma bidu ebe ma hya ase bia no ometumi adeko ewie pa na mom no ndi samanyoko de obeto ababa ye 10,000 etumi editi omo.
Say
Oswafo ya owo mfimfini mantemu ya ni din ene omunyanfo Kwame Nadankan edaba betu dwase afide o mehwena ni campaign ni chenchenche yi papa esanse me ahodo de ni tibewura no obewura mankumde mapa etumi aba ede amomo Oswafo ya owo mfimfini mantemu ya ni din ene omunyanfo Kwame Nadankan edaba betu dwase mfimpinu ni edunu abato ide campaign chenchenche pa ena omo eba be na ze campaign de tokro biara omekosoa awrewrem ni nkofo afie mu omo ekọ akwa campaign o sine be ya omesanso edi nkunim ewo mfimpinu ni edunu abato emu enumu ena Oswafo esan betu dwabiom sese yi de omuguso eyo omo campaign omo de mani echemu ewo fantiman mensin emu aye no bebo omo ma mfimfini mantemu nso no omo asanso enya nkunimdie ewo ho no sine be ya ometumi akomanim ewa brabum
ya baban nambe enti ya banyawo ban enti conventional party campaign na yeye rally akasa sen ya benti ya tubi ya fada mu kwano do enti sesian obaye house to house, door to door, room to room, kitchen to kitchen, toilet to toilet, bathroom to bathroom. Baby, my you picture there, all the chasing. It's Baba in there. Aya MP, PC. Are you paying for about draw plan? It is a command. And that's all woman there. Yeah, your campaign will have. Hina, Yasha, all your PC, Nitty Shat. Ah, on my pain is the count. Hina, you're just more command. Yes, in Kaya get here or the crow. I can't name. Yabawa Sassido. Na Yayamayaku MPP. Yadomini. Yayaman for Babacasa. Nobody ever never chaw. Nearly how much chaw in Siabaya, Amande. If you them Modicro or Ditma, that's much more apathy. The entire command town. If I have, Maba, Munia, Maba, Eduma, Modisho Mampayina, Emma, Eboa Mampayino Sham, Akasa, Waya, Ebayan, Yaman Silmaha, the Madi Rukodu, and see, in Jabata of fun, on my pain, our balloon button, Nay Passos Awate, or go for your pan, never pen, it's the Abba, Yabasro, Dabatui, Quabiado, Equa, to Waba, from my pain, Akufo-Addo.
Ebiamonso onmonyamfo Asamoah Boateng enkane MP Edman Fantman Mensinu emu esanso ni Green TV KASEƐ esanso atwetwe eye enkomo
isi ntinde yamen chazi ya pa ya campaign team no tam na ehwe campaign team na enwo da campaign team akukudufo wana wa ye bida wana obotuma ye na yenwo share campaign team ehwa ma wa mende wa efefefe nyeme brother me ne kwa kono yen na ka campaign team no ya ma we hu de ye kokwa o internal fight ekuna kasa onye mbambofo na wazo man sha won sa na wentum ayen mo na ye kwon odoko na inde ma ye hu no he wa kire ye kra ye zinkuyimzi baba nti me ye share ye MPP party ne mutam ye pay ye de be campaign 2020 as a political party what strategy in firm out but obi a broneda eyine kokwa anyim ne weak point nti ebon pa no gwen me am dey on so why ready there obobom pa but on obobom pa but obobom pa mo bo ne basa nti here strategy move on to go na ejuma pa yeze gufum na obeche de mi strategy obeye ejuma ahobrase a menye nkrofo bakasa na tema menye amankrofo winning ze waba na mum butaya ene yeze sienyo de infantiman ana kebi mam kebi oshase.
Deputy Campaign Manager Edma NPP Amanyokoni Anidin and Dr. Mustafa Abdul Hamid Edababe Tuja say Eyade NDC Amanyokoni enkankane omanpenda da John Dramani Mahama and bro wa bemuno bosha hodo to me esho manga when to me this Akupo adenti and say samana kunya no sans bedi mampani ewo omanga ne mo.
Making the issue of track record a focus of the 2020 presidential campaign is the only means by which the electorate can scrutinize the tenures of President Akufo-Addo and Mr. Mahama and demand accountability from them. Ghanaians, the rightful custodians of the country's rich resources, have every right to demand a proper accounting of how each of the two leaders managed the resources they were entrusted with during their terms in office. I therefore encourage each and every one of us here and those listening from afar to consciously compare the records of President Akufo-Addo and that of Mr. Mahama. Ladies and gentlemen of the media, the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, said, and I quote, "Actions are according to intentions, and every man or woman shall be judged according to what he or she intended," unquote. So we should judge President Akufo-Addo and Mr. Mahama on what they say their intention is for seeking to be president. President Akufo-Addo says he intends to continue to offer a leadership of service in order to protect the gains that the country has made so far and to transform the country for all Ghanaians. That's what President Akufo-Addo says his intention is. This is a noble intention by any standard. Mr. Mahama, on the other hand, says that he intends to come back as president in order to correct the mistakes that he made when Allah gave him the opportunity to be president, which he messed up big time. Well, even while I was pondering on what to make of his intention, I saw a response someone gave him on social media last night. That person said, and I quote, "Mr. Mahama, our votes are not correction fluids," unquote. The fellow added nothing more, and I shall add nothing more. Our sages have said that people with good intentions make promises, but it is only those with good character who keep their promises. Politically, promises will continue to feature in electoral campaigns across the globe. It will be recalled that the 2016 general elections recorded a plethora of promises, mainly from then opposition candidate Akufo-Addo. Strikingly, Akufo-Addo's promises were so bold and transformative that many people deemed them unrealistic and non-achievable, and persons such as Mr. Mahama were quick to accentuate that perception.
MP Edema Aguna East abato empeswa ne soya ni din ene onmunyamfo Queensta Opoku-Agyemang soya Edababe Tuja sensi ade o hwemmabunu anase mba hodro ya ewo eye Aguna Nsaba abato empeswa ne so betumi amomulon be se 50,000 betumi eda hwe eyo madwodie mu se be dwodie mu nsem ebetumi akonkan ede amomo. Onmonyamfo Queensta Maame Opoku-Agyemang betu dwase ade asese ohwe anim ye papapa so betumi aboa emma ya achese ewo eye agona nsaba abato empeso ane so na tisi an lu ahodo yo peso de momo be se 50,000 on betumi ade ahye omodwadie mu se be omodwadie ebetumi akonkan sa ensoso enoto nsa ade fra de hye ye wo eye agona asaba nso esanso eno mo twetwe enkomo no betu dwase omo nhye omo sapo mu de ye papapa mo nsuo enhye danso enkomo se ne be ya mfimpinedu no abato no omo nto emfama Panyi dada John Dramani Mahama esanso ba ne ma hodro ne mpuntu hodro e bekoso man gan ha se de eswani ensese ye ka kire wo enemu no sanso e ne kasa bi mu se e ma ye nkoto aba emfa ma NP pamanyoku esanse dan nya no bo sha kase eno mode e show mu sanso metu dwa se enya te se o pese o ya manyosem ene che se yes wudi mu na mu no se mutumi to aba ma nipa che so betumi aboa ma mpumtu mapa etumi aba e wo man gan mu ha mode ne kasa e ko awie no osanso editu dwabie mu se ada sesi anu so ohwe ni papa ma dehye ya ewo achem asafo betumi ahwe na samuso betumi ayi eda mo se ne be ya omusamuso ya sesi anu de kwakome se dandanya no omonam so na so musuro hu pa na adokro musuro se dakodakro monam so pe na ya setumi ebu omaguma mo metananum ewo nse do behwe betumi esiesi ni nyina kama eda mo ma dehye so oho no so no omo ho etumi ahom Ebusuya KASEƐ no asi na nsembia mesomo ebi enese ne de mpanyifo apa omampanyi na nadodan Akufo-Addo so no enye dwemtani emfama ECOWAS sanso so eno omampanyi na nadodan Akufo-Addo asanso ahye na probo ase adonani echinemu ewo bono ahafo manten enu sanso na bono nyina east nyina so no onani etumi echimo wei enensem na fufa besumo se ewia prem to break KASEƐ ewo Green TV so KASEƐ nyemeko ye so masene mamtumi de bekenkan edema wo mobile hand sanitizer eni tutumi kana kwa jibi fun abusuafo se na be ya coronavirus ibi no ebi entumi enchom na so say more bi a entumi enchom esan so mo alcohol base no 80% and ewo musan so na mo ahodo ya etumi eku mo 99.9% a wuji bi a ebetumi abo ho ban no ntimpu so mo o mabofo eso 0244 650 939 ana 0277 554219 mobile hand sanitizer aba ediama obia obutantim Nana Adepa and MIDDAY. Me sorry swede election dome, election matters etwas. Madawase among mo enishe macro.